So there's many mistakes that you need to avoid when it comes to making money with OFM. Starting with number one is spending too much time on the setup. I think too many people get caught up on the branding, the website, doing all these things that slow you down from actually doing things that are important, which is outreach and getting your first couple of clients. So number one mistake to avoid is spending too long on the actual setup and getting actually started. We're doing the outreach and getting the first couple of clients. Right, the second mistake that you boys need to avoid is trying to sign clients who are just not a good fit. So I get it, when you're just starting out, the idea is to just try and work with anybody and everybody. But the problem is that it's going to be a lot easier for you to make a lot more money, have a more enjoyable experience of running this business if the clients you're working with are also putting in the effort. Because remember, it's a 50-50 agreement. Whatever you guys make, you take 50% and so does the client. Now, if that's the revenue split, then that should also be the work rate, the work ethic, and the amount of effort is being put into the business as a whole, right? Because if you're putting in your 50%, but the client is only putting in 10% because maybe she's busy, maybe she's got things going on and so on, there's no point, right? You're just gonna not have a great experience, or not maybe you're gonna make a lot of money, and then you think that the business model doesn't work, right? So mistake to avoid number two is to try and actually go for somebody that is quality, right? And hits your criteria. So things that we look for, number one, of course, is she already on OF? She has to be. If she's just starting out, then there's no point working with her, I promise you. All the best, to her, etc., but there's not much point in you working with her. That's the first thing. Second thing is she doing this full-time, or is she going to like university, she's working a full-time job and a part-time job, and she has a nail technician job on the side as well? She's got too many things going on as well, that's also not really going to work for you. So again, you want somebody who's doing this full-time. Let me see what else. I mean, where she's from kind of matters, but that's not that big of a deal. But those are the two main ones. Is she doing it full-time? And also, what kind of content is she happy to do as well? So that's mistake to avoid number two. Yes, you need all of the experience you can get when you're just starting out, but at the same time, you don't want to just be wasting your time and energy and focus onto somebody who just doesn't want to help themselves. So that's mistake to avoid number two. So the last two mistakes that you boys need to avoid, I'm going to quickly fire them through, and these are the most important ones. Number one is trying to burn through the actual subs that you get in. What I mean by that is just sending mass messages, mass pay-per-views, and you're just trying to automate it. You're just sending them at scale. You're not even talking to the actual clients themselves, right? You're simply just sending photos and photos and photos and trying to price it as high as possible and trying to make as money as quickly as possible. That only works kind of when you're working with a big celebrity, a big influencer. With your average creator, that doesn't work. You're gonna burn through the subs, they're gonna unsubscribe, they're gonna leave. So what's the point of wasting all of that energy of marketing, getting them through to your funnel, then to your OF link, converting, subscribing, and then just what? Fucking them off after one thing that they're paid for. It doesn't work like that. And now the second mistake, well, the last one, that you want to avoid is wasting your time on the run subscribers, right? Now this only comes with experience. You start to understand as you do it who's actually going to spend and who isn't. But the idea is that you don't want to be speaking and back and forth messaging clients who are not going to be spending anything. They maybe don't even spend $5, but I was going to say maybe they spend $5 here and there. So the idea is you don't want to be messaging back and forth people who are literally there to just waste your time, right? So in order to avoid it, you want to have that little bit of a conversation, and you then want to try and charge them something very, very low, $4, $5, right? And just see if they buy it. If they buy it, fantastic. You can put more effort into it and actually build that online relationship. If not, then fuck them off. It's a complete waste of your time. Boys, anyway, I've got to shoot off. Hopefully you understood a couple of the points here. Really, really valuable stuff. If you want to learn exactly what I do and more, there'll be a link down below. Message me. I'll speak to you soon.